So this is Apple's iPhone 13 Pro Max in this sleek graphite color, a flagship blast from the past, and these are my thoughts on whether or not it's worth picking up in 2025. So let's get straight into it. Alright, design-wise, you get that classic Apple look we've come to know. You get the boxier design carried over from the iPhone 12 that has persisted all the way through to the iPhone 16. You get Corning glass on the front and back, sandwiched between a stainless steel frame and a triple camera setup out the back. With a 6.7-inch screen up front, the boxier design really makes this phone feel great to hold, and it really feels like a premium smartphone, even in 2025. And while from the back, it really does look like any other modern iPhone, it's only when you wake up the screen you'll notice the notch, which is a dead giveaway that this is an older iPhone. Now, performance here is good. You'll be pleased to know that the A15 Bionic chip coupled with 6 gigs of RAM still offers a solid overall experience when moving in between apps or just navigating through the UI. It all still feels very smooth, largely in part with Apple's fantastic software optimization, so that even older iPhones still offer a smooth user experience. That's not to say that it won't stutter and lag every now and then, but it never hindered my overall experience. Gaming is still more than doable on this phone. However, on more demanding games, it did start to heat up quite a bit. Now, it is the summertime here in New Zealand, so it's naturally hotter here right now, and while I didn't get any temperature warnings, I don't think I would recommend this phone for prolonged gaming. Now, the screen adds to the user experience of this phone. You get a 6.7-inch XDR Retina display with ProMotion technology that features an adaptive refresh rate up to 120Hz. And this right here is why I prefer older Pro iPhones over newer standard iPhones like the 16, because while the 16 is technically faster on paper because of the newer chip, the higher refresh rate of the Pro models make it feel much more fluid feeling than the standard 16. All in all, Apple did a solid job with the screen. You get vibrant colors and deep blacks with great viewing angles and solid screen brightness. Now, moving on to the camera system, you get a 12 megapixel f1.5 wide, a 12 megapixel f2.8 telephoto, and a 12 megapixel f1.8 ultra wide. Up front, you get a 12 megapixel f2.2 wide selfie cam. Now, photos on the 13 Pro Max come out solid. There is a decent amount of detail captured in good lighting conditions, and colors here feel true to life and don't feel too saturated like on some Samsung devices. There's a wide dynamic range here too, which helps find a nice balance between the darker and lighter parts of photos. I found the autofocus to be great in all shooting scenarios, which makes the process of taking photos feel that much smoother. Along with good hardware, credit also goes to the superb computational photography from Apple, as the software here really helps to produce great images in most scenarios. Low-light photography is another one of those areas where the age of the 13 Pro Max starts to show. While low-light photos are possible and even good in certain situations, you do start to notice noise and artifacts in shots. This is just one of those things where even the computational photography can't fix the hardware limitations of an older camera system. Now, the video quality here is great. The sensor shifting optical image stabilization really comes in clutch, giving you well-stabilized footage. This video was shot in 4K at 60 FPS and came out smooth and detailed. Now, the battery life here is okay. I can get up to a day easily, but after that point, I do feel like I'm pushing it, so I usually like to charge it every night. Now, with normal usage at around 80% screen brightness, it would last me around 5.5 hours. However, when it came to navigating, as soon as I would turn on 5G plus location data, it would heat up a lot and I would get realistically around 3.5 hours of screen on time before it completely died from 100%. Now, it's important to note that the battery health of this 13 Pro Max is at 84%, and so that definitely affects true battery life and is something you should definitely keep an eye out for when purchasing a refurbished or second-hand iPhone. Alright, so is the iPhone 13 Pro Max worth it in 2025? Yeah. I think it's a solid choice for those who are looking for that pro iPhone experience without breaking the bank. And right now in New Zealand, I'm actually seeing a lot of refurbished and secondhand options going for around 480 USD, which actually is less than half the price of a brand new iPhone 16 Pro Max. Now, I will say this, if you are someone who values photography and videography, and you're always taking photos or videos, whether that's just for yourself or for content creation, then I do think that you'll be better suited to the iPhone 14 Pro Max. As for just a little bit more, you can get that updated 48 megapixel primary sensor, which honestly can take some really great photos and videos. Be sure to check out my review on the 14 Pro Max if you're interested. But yeah, for now, it looks like we're out of time. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls on the next one.